Hello, beautiful people. This is Shining Matt again, and we have another topic called subject of formula, or what we call rearranging formula. Here we will be rearranging our formula such that the time you are asked to make the subject of formula is like the boss. So here we have 2 plus b is equal to c. So they want you to make b the subject of formula. It means your b will be on your left, standing by itself. So when you're asked to make something the subject of formula, or you're asked to rearrange the formula, you need to ensure that every other term that is attaching itself to that particular subject, you get rid of them. So let's go. 2 plus b is equal to c. 2 plus b is equal to c. We want to make b the subject of formula. We need to get rid of the 2 so that b is standing alone by itself. How do we do that? This is plus 2. What we need to do is to move 2 away from here. How do we do that? If we do the inverse of plus 2 is minus 2. So I'm going to minus 2. Remember, what you do to your left is what you do the same thing to your right. So I would do minus 2 here as well. 2 minus 2 is 0. So I will have just b. Then I'm going to have c minus 2. That will be my answer. So my b is equal to c minus 2. Example number 2. Instead of writing all of these words, again, what I will just do is I'm going to be putting what we need to make as the subject of formula in a bracket. So here, we need to make x the subject of formula from this equation. 3x plus 4 is equal to d. Make x the subject of formula. We don't need to write rearrange the formula, make da. We don't need to write that. We just put what we need to make the subject of formula in a bracket, or we use inverted comma. 3x plus 4 is equal to d. Make x the subject of formula. Like I said, whatever you want to make the subject of formula will be on your left, standing alone. So I need to make sure I get rid of the 3 and the 4. The first thing I'll have to do is get rid of the 4. That would make it easier by taking the inverse. Minus 4 on this side. So I'm going to have just 3x here is equal to d minus 4. Now the 3 is attaching itself to x. I need to get rid of it again. So I'm going to be dividing by 3. Because this is 3 times x. The inverse of times is division. So it's divided by 3, and on this side divided by 3, so that we would have x here is equal to d minus 4 divided by 3. Let's do 1 or 2 more examples. Subject of formula is really easy. Once you know that you have to keep using the inverse operations, and you need to make sure you keep your equation balanced. You use the inverse operation because each time you have multiplication, the inverse of multiplication is division. From this example, we had to divide by 3. because inverse of multiplication is division. Let's do y squared. So this is example number 3. Minus 2 is equal to a. What do I make the subject of formula? I'm going to make y the subject of formula. So I need y as the subject of formula, not y squared. I need to get rid of this minus 2 first by doing the inverse, which is plus 2. Plus 2. Once you do the inverse, then you get the 0. So it's minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So that leaves, pardon me. So y squared minus 2. Now we have just y squared. Let me. So it's y squared is equal to a plus 2. How do I get rid of the square? You do the inverse of the square. Inverse of the square is square root. So I'm going to take the square root of the y squared and then square root of the a plus 2. So my answer will be y is equal to square root of a plus 2. That's my answer. How easy is that? Let's do one more. Number 4. C is equal to 2d minus 3. Here we will be making d the subject of formula. Like I said, we move the d to this side because we want d to be the subject. So I'm just going to rewrite my formula so that I have 2d, because essentially I want my 2d to be on this side for conveniency and to avoid confusion. It's the same thing. 2d minus 3 is equal to c. That's the same thing. I just decided to rearrange it so that my d will be on the left hand side. I'll get rid of the 3 of the minus 3 by doing plus 3. Plus 3. So I have 2d is equal to c plus 3. I need to get rid of the d by making sure I divide by 2. Divide by 2. So my d is equal to c plus 3 divided by 2. That's my answer. Thank you for watching. I hope this is clear. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you can receive notifications for another topic. Thank you. See you later.